Hello my beautiful friend and welcome back to another video. So today, um, Trump saved gaming. I never thought that I would say a sentence like this one. You know, words in this order. But it happened. And to be specific, it's about the debanking of Visa and MasterCard with Steam and the whole collective shout bullshit that Melinda Tankard Rice is doing. And oh my god, it's still so funny. I still love the book reviews. It's so good. Um, I will link the video in the description box below where I just take apart her books. Oh, so good, so good. Never laughed so much in the last couple of years. But yeah, let's dive in with the big orange man. And again, this is, not again, this is the video from Hero Hey. I really like him. Let's watch the video.
Welcome back, guys. Hope your week has been
Pre-liked,
amazing.
by
And
the way.
all this news, of course, regarding internet censorship and government surveillance lately has been a bit of a roller coaster. We'll get some good news and pushing back against that stuff. For
I'm
example,
really
the
excited
other day
for this.
talking about how the White House was warning Ofcom in the UK to stop trying to pressure American companies with
I really thought that JD Vance would do something, but okay.
censorship. But then you never know what to expect. The next day we get like a bunch of bad news with, for example, the EU now trying to propose regulations and
That is
surveillance to
so
read everyone's
stupid.
chat
I
messages. Well,
This is
today
so incredibly
we're back
stupid.
with the good news, it seems. This tweet here reading: the Trump administration has officially taken a stance against debanking. That means that soon enough, no more Americans will be deprived of being able to hold a bank account because of the opinions they hold. Americans will
I
be
love
free to
this.
think independently again, but this directly relates to the
Love
whole
this
payment
so much.
processor situation, for example, with Steam as well, because of the way that payment processors were facilitating trying to get Steam to remove games. And we saw groups like Collective Shout going after these payment processors. And part of
And don't forget, Collective Shout did this with rounded up 1050 emails or whatever they did, calls, I have no idea, but it's pathetic. It's so pathetic.
the rhetoric payment processors were using, for example, was, oh, this is a reputational risk. Oh, this damages our reputation. So now we're going to try to go after Steam to get them
Because
to remove
people are
things,
going
or
to
they go
connect
less directly and they
TD
go through
games with
banks to
Visa
try
and
and pressure
MasterCard
Steam
when
in that manner
OnlyFans
and
is a
then have some
thing.
sort of plausible deniability. So skipping ahead a little bit, here's the tweet that we just had on screen here about the Trump administration, and we can see the same user quote tweets that tweet and specifically adds on to how it relates to Steam as we were just going over. So we'll stick with that and then we'll read the details back in that other thread. So the follow-up saying, in case you don't understand what this does, one effect is that it will help to prevent payment processors from going after sites like itch.io and platforms like Steam to remove adult content. The Trump administration is launching an assault on quote-unquote reputational risk by name,
Oh, wait.
just like we were discussing a moment ago. All right.
Yeah, and again, this is a huge W for everyone involved. Fuck Visa, fuck MasterCard, because this never should have been a thing. It's not only. Who gives a shit, by the way, about Visa and MasterCard? Because, again, no one is going to connect something as a brand to those two. They're just a payment processor. Get your head out of your ass. This is so stupid. I don't know if Hero Hey is going to talk about, so let me just say it real quick with the person who made the decision of debanking, of cutting the payment processes for itch.io and Steam. That person should be sued. That person should have to answer to the court. I don't know how it's in America, but to the state. Let's just say it like this. This person has to answer for that. This is so stupid.
So as mentioned, now we'll go back to this thread. We already read the first part of it, scrolling down to the second part and the rest. User goes on to say, the executive order begins with some background. Americans, often at the behest of government officials, have been subject to the loss of access to financial services. That often meant having no access to bank accounts, debit and credit cards, investment tools, and so on.
Yeah. Should never have been a thing.
The highlight areas in this screenshot here from the executive order says, financial institutions have engaged in unacceptable practices to restrict law-abiding individuals and businesses' access to financial services on the basis of political or religious beliefs or lawful business activities.
By the way, Trump probably also has done this because apparently I wasn't able to find anything on it. But I also have to admit, I haven't really looked that deep into it. If I really wanted to, I would have found it in probably 1 or 2 minutes. But I have a lot to do today. But apparently, Visa and MasterCard tried to cut every payment process to him as well when he was still in business and not president. So revenge, basically. I don't know. Please correct me in the comments.
The federal government suggested that such institutions flag individuals who made transactions related to companies like Cabela's and Bass Pro Shop.
No idea what this is.
Or who made peer-to-peer payments that involved terms like Trump or MAGA, even though there was no specific evidence tying those individuals to criminal conduct. Bank regulators have used supervisory scrutiny and other influence over regulated banks to direct or otherwise encourage politicized or unlawful banking activities. And then it gets to the meat. We want to stop this because it is anti-freedom. Financial institutions should not be able to stop Americans from holding whatever views they want. It's not their business, so they're being asked to stay out of it. Highlighted area here saying, it's the policy of the U.S. that no American should be denied access to financial services because of their constitutionally or statutorily protected beliefs, affiliations, or political views.
Should also be worldwide.
Doesn't this infringe on banks' rights to not do business with people they don't want to? No, this is like the situation with universities and affirmative action. Institutions are being asked not to discriminate if they want to interface with the government.
Exactly.
If you want the government to guarantee your loans under its lending programs, follow the government's rules. If you want the government to issue taxpayer-funded grants for research, follow the government's rules. These institutions can opt out, but they would lose out.
We have a problem in Germany with some legal foreigners who came into the country that are not being processed because there are still some what is the correct way to say this? Retards who don't like that people from other countries are coming here. They are well spoken. They try to learn German and are okay. They're really smart. They are legally here. And they just want to study. As I was studying physics back in the day before I quit it and failed at math, there was one girl from Mongolia, incredibly smart. Holy crap. She was so smart. But wait, am I misremembering? Was it her or was it someone else? Doesn't matter. It was one of the not native German people that told me about really huge problems with the administration in Germany, even though she did everything they asked to. It was just, oh my god. The road bumps, the bumps in the road she had just to get her paperwork done, it was so incredibly stupid. And then she moved town, So had another person processing her papers, and it was done in a week. It makes such a difference.
So what happens first? Firstly, federal banking regulators will tell financial institutions to remove all material in their guidance that leads to debanking.
Nice.
Secondly, they will rescind regulations that encourage or expressly permit debanking. Highlighted areas here reading within 180 days of the date of this order, each appropriate federal banking regulator shall remove the use of reputation risk or equivalent concepts that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking.
Yeah.
As well as any other considerations that could be used to engage in such debanking. The federal banking regulators shall also consider rescinding or amending existing regulations
my love,
consistent with applicable law to eliminate or amend any regulations that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking. Next,
I love this so much. And my cat wants to be covered in a blanket. Just a second.
Notice. The notices are to identify all debanked persons and to reach out to them to tell them that they were debanked and that they can now have their accounts reinstated.
Oh, that is
like some of these banks
awesome.
are really going to hate doing that. And the highlighted areas here are a bit repetitive. I'll just read the first one. It says, makes reasonable efforts to identify and reinstate any previous clients of the institution or any subsidiaries denied service through a politicized or unlawful debanking action with notice of the reinstatement sent to the victim. Regulators are also...
Melinda Tankard Rice must seethe so hard. She's boiling. Oh, I love this so much.
The order to review and punish debankers. In effect, what has been called for here is for institutions to stop the practice of debanking and to expose themselves for debanking. The regulators will also review their books, and if there's non-compliance with ending the practice of debanking, the government will prosecute. Debanking is a scourge, and this EO, executive order, is the first step in ending it. If you want to read it,
guaranteed fair banking for all Americans.
Goes on to say, oh, and NB, the administration knows who to go after because many financial institutions attempted to debank Trump himself.
There it is. Okay.
Funny. Let me read that again. The administration knows who to go after because many financial institutions attempted to debank Trump himself, and plenty of the people in his administration were also targeted for harassment. It's obvious how this is going to proceed. And then once again, that leads us back to payment processors and gaming stuff.
Wait, what is NB?
With this tweet saying, yes, this will stop payment processors from denying service to platforms like Steam and sites like itch.io. This EO, executive order, is going after the whole concept of reputational risk, quote unquote. And we can see a response here inquiring about that exact thing, saying, is this likely to lead to Visa no longer being allowed to pressure payment providers to pressure Steam to remove specific adult games? With the OP saying, yes, anyone caught trying to manage reputational risk will be punished by regulators. That includes trying to beat up platforms like Steam and itch.io. The Trump administration hates reputational risk as a concept and hates all associated practice.
I love this so much.
Great summary from that user. I don't have much else I could possibly add on to that. So I'd like to end with something that's just rather funny. Because as you can see here, we're back at it with Madam Savvy, and she is directly calling out someone who identifies as a lesbian misandrist who's trying to defend
what? Language learning, traveling, okay. Cinema, okay. Books, music. Separatist? Dude, we should warn Naboo. Libra, Slytherin. Mamamoo, I have no idea what Mamamoo is. Takarazuka? Chenmina, Jesse, are those musicians? I have no idea. Lesbian misandrist. Free Afghan women. Okay.
Is a lesbian misandrist who's trying to defend collective shout. Oh yeah, what a great position. Yeah. So the lesbian misandrist goes on to say, the women responsible for removing that horrific video game from Steam are being harassed and doxxed by men and boys.
By men and boys.
First of all, what a ridiculous tweet. I mean, like, one sentence, really? Like, I'm going to stand up for a collective shout. How much effort am I going to put into defending them? I'll write, like, one sentence on Twitter.
He's absolutely right,
for the day, guys. Do I get my virtue signal points? Like, come on, you could have at least put a little more effort into it, right? But Savvy just calls her out, says, quote-unquote, harassed. And it's asking them why they label me a man on their website or how bullying
On
a
their
bakery for text on a
website.
shirt, quote unquote, best buns in town stops child abuse in the UK by illegals. No one has
No.
doxed them. They provide all info publicly on their websites.
Yeah.
They're taking choice away from women, but you won't acknowledge that or engage with it. She wants to ban Amazon from selling daddy chokers, for example, something I, an adult woman, want to buy. Tell me why. Tell me.
Dude. Get to the chopper if you hear it. Dude, it gets really close. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Do you know how many women I know who bought daddy chokers from Amazon?
Right.
Also, that I almost said a bad word. That Sheila's books are on Amazon, by the way. So
Now,
yeah,
she is right. And I am redacted for wanting it. Go on, do it. And so most likely this person will never respond to Savvy. And if anything, they'll probably just block Savvy. Because you know how people like that are. They never
Yeah.
want to face reality. So yeah, I'll
Oh
leave it
no,
there for today.
backlash.
Let
Oh.
me know what you think about the news regarding this executive order. And House is not looking good for payment processors and
I love
the
this.
banks that were helping
Good
facilitate
video.
this corruption and at times fully responsible for it too in other examples. And then this funny stuff at the end. Hope you enjoyed it all. Thank you for tuning in.
Was
If you
really
did
funny.
enjoy the coverage, please consider
Because
liking
she's a
and or subscribing.
Slytherin.
Helps out the channel greatly. I appreciate it, and I'll
Wasn't
see you in the comments here
Slytherin
as well as in
the
the next one.
bad guys? Go and like the video. It's really awesome. I love it. Well made. Well made. Again, then I will probably forget to link my own video in the description box, but doesn't matter. Hero Hayes video is more important. Just go and look at it, give him a like, say hi, and yeah, please leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. I'm keen to know what you have to say. And while you're here, please remember to do all the things that make the dinks. So like and subscribe or whatever you have to do. Have a great day, my friend. Stay fantastic, stay hydrated, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, bye, bye.